Hey guys, welcome back. We got a new tutorial here for you today. Today we're going to be talking about hooking up mixing boards to use with either Zoom or Google Meeting or the ins and outs of Skype. I shouldn't say or Skype. Okay, so first off, Zoom. I'm just to kind of get right to the whole nit and grit of which one to use. Zoom works fine. I'm going to show you how to hook that up. Google Meeting works fine, or Google Meet. I guess it used to be Google Hang, but what I'm going to be showing you is Google Meet. I'll have a link to it in the description too. That works fine. Skype kind of works fine, but I would say if you're going to do something like this where you need more mic channels, maybe you're doing some kind of like meeting that you have to hook people mics up, so they each have a mic, or maybe you're doing an acoustic thing over Zoom or Skype, or not Skype, but Zoom or Google Meeting or something like that, or you're playing music over it. I don't really know why you do that, but say if you need to do it, you can do it. But I would use either Zoom or Google Meet. Skype is just junk. It just doesn't work at all. It does. I can't say it doesn't work at all. It does work. I'm not really going to go over that in this one. I'm going to go over the two that do work well and how you should go about hooking those up, because I would just not waste your time with Skype. Just take Skype, boom, and if you got to do something like this, just tell everyone, hey, go download Zoom, or just send them a link to Google Meet and open a Gmail account. And there you go. All right, so first thing you're going to need is you're going to need a mixing board. And real quick, this mixing board is a USB mixing board. So you can see back here, there's a USB going into it. Now, you don't have to have a USB mixing board. You're going to be pulling your hair out. You can get a USB mixer for really cheap now. I mean, right here, you can get a Behringer off OfferUp with a USB interface. You don't want the USB that you can plug a USB stick in. You actually want a USB audio interface. But you can pick them up off OfferUp for, less than $100. Or if you want something new, like you can get the Mackie. This right here is a Mackie Pro FX. This is the newer one, so you can even get the older ones a little cheaper than that. But even like this one, if you want the 4-channel one, it's $150. And if you want this one, I don't have it on here right now, but it's like $199. This one right here shows because you get a bunch of junk that you don't need. So you can find it on there for $199. But I mean, you just need a USB mixing board would be the best. Like I said, you can use a cord and do analog, but I'm just not even going to show you it because you're going to be pulling your hair out. If you got to do this, USB board is what you need. All right. So anyhow, now we're going to move on to let's move on to Zoom. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to call up our Zoom here on our computer. I'm going to say OK. And since we need a place to zoom to, I got my phone right here. So we're going to call up Zoom on my phone. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to click on, just go over here to click on New Meeting. When you click on New Meeting, you can click on Test Microphone. So I'm going to click on Test Microphone. And then right here on this pull down, I already have it set up, but it'll be same as system normally. But you're going to see audio because your computer's audio is going to be coming through there. So what you want to do is you basically want to go over here to where it says speaker, and you want to take that and you want to go to your mixing board. My mixing board is Pro FX. I'm going to click on Pro FX. Now I'll be able to hear it through my headphones. And again, these are these little earbuds I got. They're 5 driver earbuds, and they're the most amazing earbuds. I've had tons and tons of earbuds because we're in a band and we do a lot of live shows, and I've had anywhere from $200 earbuds to $1,000 earbuds, and these things are just as good, if not better, than some of the $1,000 earbuds. They're like $50 on Amazon. I'll have a link to them in the description, but they're just killer earbuds. And so when you're doing stuff like this, because you can't hook speakers up really for live streaming and that kind of stuff. Or if you're doing acoustic, you don't really want a bunch of speakers. If you're doing a show where you have speakers talking, people talking in microphones, kind of like a podcast type of deal, and you actually have to have speakers for an audience. I'm going to go over that with you too and show you how to not get feedback in a second when I get to the board setup. That's my phone earbuds. I have two sets of earbuds going on, one for my phone and one for the mixing board. So the mixing board is here. All right. So I go on here. I can hear the tone that Zoom is playing, telling me, yeah, I got audio. So I can just click yes, I have audio. And then we're going to go to, now we're looking for microphones. So right here, it's on built-in microphone. What we want to do is we want to switch that to Pro FX because that's what this mixing board is. Now, if you get a different mixing board, it's going to say something else. And just real quick, you know, I'm using a Mac computer. PCs are the same way. You know, you might have to install the drivers for the board, but, you know. And then if I go over here and I click test the mic, I have a microphone plugged into channel 1. And I have reverb on, so I can tell it's the reverb from the board. Check, 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 1, 2. And I'm hearing that back with reverb. And so I'm going to click yes, I hear that. All right, now I'm going to click join meeting with this audio. Boom. Okay, now when I click join meeting, now just to verify, we're just going to go down here to the little microphone that you can see moving green right there. And I'm going to click on that. And when I pull it down, I can see that selected speakers are the mixing board. And I can also see that microphone is the mixing board. So now we have this all hooked up. It's going through there. It's going into Zoom, and and the reverb is off. So I'm not sure if this is recording the audio into there, but if it is, that's what the audio sounds like. And then, but now real quick, I want to show you about getting your signal right. Okay, so if we're on here, you can see a little green guy moving up and down, blah, 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 blah. Now this is where if you're doing a convention and say you have multiple speakers on a stage, but you also want to zoom it out for people to watch it live, if you're not going to live stream, say they want to do it through Zoom instead of like YouTube live stream. If you want to do live streaming, just look on this channel. There's tons of live streaming, how to hook up mixing boards to a cell phone, and you can live stream. This is going back to Zoom and Google Meeting using that. Now I want to show you something. On your mixing board, on a USB mixing board, on the smaller ones, at least probably 9 out of 10 of these are going to work this way. The signal going from the mixing board through the USB into your computer is not ran by your volume knobs, and it's not ran by your master volume down here. Okay? The signal going into the computer is going to be ran by your mic gains right here. So in order to make this hotter going into the computer, you're going to have to turn your mic gain up. And the best way to do this is to, after we start a meeting, I'm going to zoom from my computer to my phone, is basically before you even start it with live with an actual purpose behind it, I would start a fake session with like a phone or something like that, hook it up, and make sure your audio is getting to the meeting at a nice level. So you don't want to be too distorted. You also don't want to have this gain all the way down here, and you're not going to be able to hear anything at all. So you want to test this before you actually get going in setting this up and actually doing it live. So you want to do a test meeting when no one else is around or before you even get started, and then you come back after your audio is all set, and then you know where it's going to be at, you know it's going to be good. And if you have multiple mics up, or say some kind of talk or something like that, where they have multiple microphones, test each mic, or have someone up there who tests each mic while you're live streaming, or not live streaming, while you're actually zooming to your phone. So you can actually put on the earphones from your phone and use earphones and put it on, see how the audio sounds, make sure the level's good and that kind of stuff. There's no real way of live monitoring. That's the only thing you can do. But after it's set up, it's going to be the same thing next time you go around. So I hope that answers a question. It kind of confused me, so hopefully it didn't confuse you. Anyhow, now if you do have a PA system, per se you're out there and you're working at a live kind of thing where maybe it's you've got a Zoom for other people to see it, and you have multiple mics up there or whatever like that, and you have to have PA going. Now here's the thing: your gains on your mixing board are going to be cranked, because that's what's boosting the gain level up to your Zoom or your Google Meeting. So what you want to do is, before you test the majority of the level going from your mixing board to your Zoom or Google meeting is going to be from your gain knob. So your gain knob is going to be pretty well almost cranked. I mean, it's going to be probably, mine right now is at like 9 o'clock. So you're probably looking at like, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock on the gain. And then your volume does adjust it too. So, check. That's something you're going to be fighting with if you're doing a live performance. We actually have to have speakers. But before you turn your speakers on, you want to make sure your master volume that's going to out to your speakers is all the way down to nothing. Because if you just turn it on and your mics, because right now your mics and your mic levels, your mic pre's and your mic levels are just cranked. So you want to have your master volume all the way down and then slowly rise those up to make sure there's not going to be any feedback, so that might be an issue, but if you're just doing it for your own home use and you're just using in-ears or earbuds, you're golden. All right, so now let's go over here and we're going to actually come over here and I am going to give myself a call. Then I'm going to go up here to meeting. And I'm going to click on invite, and I'm going to put myself an email in here. And real quick, if you hear this big blowing in the background, I'm in Vegas, so it's like 100 billion degrees here right now, so that's the air conditioner, that big, that's the air conditioner. And I would turn it off to shoot the video, but as soon as I turn it off, I start drenching with sweat, so we just have to deal with the whole blowing in the background. All right, so I just sent that email off to me. I'm going to go down here, click on my Zoom meeting, Zoom, then I got to go back over here to my Zoom and click allow or admin. All right, and then of course my phone, if whoever's on the phone or whatever, they got to allow their camera, so I'm going to click on camera so you can see my mug on both shots and the camera above the head. It's really irritating. So now I'm going to check out the audio that's going through Zoom using the headphones of the phone. And this is what you want to do for sound check. You want to make sure you have this whole little setup, set of earphones for your phone, so you can check this out during sound check before you even start a meeting or something like that. Because there's no real way, like I said, of testing your audio from your board on the fly. You got to get it all set up ahead of time and then do it. So now, check. So on the phone, you're going to have to hit that little icon down there and click on internet call. And now I check. Yeah. Audio sounds good. It's definitely in a delay. So check. And I am hearing reverb. Everything sounds great. All right. So now we got everything set up with Zoom. And Zoom's all working with the board. It works fine. I went and got my sound check. Now I know how it's going to sound, so I can actually close it down. And then I can actually send my invites out to the real people I'm going to be talking to, or the real if I'm doing a board meeting, or if I'm whatever you're doing. If you just have friends and family you want to Zoom with and you want to play some tracks, or even both people who want to be talking, the sound sounds good. Now I can actually send the actual link out to them, and I don't got to worry about my own cell phone anymore. All right, so let's get rid of Zoom. Let me close out of this. I'm going to leave meeting. And I'm going to stop recording Zoom. All right, now I'm going to go to the other one, which the other one works really well, is actually Google Meet. So on Google Meet, if you just go to it's meet.google.com, and as long as you have a Gmail account, it starts right up. I can just click on New Meeting. I'm just signed into my basically YouTube account or any Gmail account or whatever. And as long as whoever you're sending a link to has a Gmail account or a YouTube account, as long as they're signed in to Google, they're good to go. So you just click on New Meeting, and I'm going to I'm just going to click on Get Meeting Link to Share. And then I'm going to copy that share link. And paste it. And then right here, it's going to have a little pop-up on a Mac. It's going to have a pop-up that asks what your sound card is. On a PC, I'm not quite sure. You have to. I'll show you another method of doing it. But I'm going to use, so right here, it'll say, it'll probably default to your internal sound card. And then you go here and click on it. You're not going to see your computer. I mean, your mixing board. Your new mixing board. And how you go around that now is on a PC, you'll have to go to Systems and change your computer sound card to your USB. I don't use PCs, I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure you know how to do that. You just basically go, instead of using your internal sound card, you just got to switch your preferences to your USB sound card, both for audio coming in and also your speakers. And how you do it on a Mac is you go up here to the Apple logo, System Preferences, and I would go over to my sound right here. And normally this would be on internal speakers, and this one would be on internal microphone. I don't want that. So I'm going to go back to Output. I'm going to make sure that's on my board. This board shows up as the Pro FX. You'll see your USB on whatever mixing board you have hooked up. On your Mac, it'll automatically show. If it's a Behringer, it'll say something, but you'll be able to tell. If you can't tell, just unplug it and see. If I unplug that just went away. All right, so I'll plug it back in and wait for it. There it is. So there's my Pro FX. On my output, I want Pro FX. On my input, I want Pro FX. All right, now that's all set. So now if I refresh this. Again, now it's little things to pop up here. You can go up here and click that, and it's asking where I want my sound card to be. Since my internal sound card is set to my USB mixer, it'll automatically see it, and there's no other way of doing it. So you have to set your USB sound card as your System Preferences sound card. All right, I'm gonna click Allow, and then it's gonna ask me if I want to use my camera on my computer. I'm going to click Allow, and then from here, now it's got me on the computer. Check. All right, now I'm going to go around here, and I'm going to click on, got these three dots over here, and I'm going to click on Settings, and in Settings I can see right here, I can see the audio coming in right there. All right, now again, the same thing. You want to do a test run before you actually get going. When you have your mixing board hooked up, same as with Zoom, you want to do a test run. So they're about the same audio things. So if you test on Zoom, it's going to be the same on Google Meet. But if you're just doing it right off the bat, you want to do a test run. You want to actually send that link to another phone or whatever and get a good audio mix. And then from there, after you get a good audio mix, then you can start a new meeting and re-invite all your friends. So right now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to click done. Check. Everything's working. You can see the audio pumping right there. They don't really give you a meter, so you can't tell how hot it is, if it's hot enough or not hot enough. That's the only downfall about these systems. But again, like I said, you do a sound check. You send the link out to your own phone. Check it on your own phone with a different set of headphones, and then you're going to be golden. Okay, so I just sent it to myself, and that's how it worked too. After your sound check, you just basically make a new meeting. You'll have a link. You can send it out to anyone. I'm going to click on that link on my phone. I'm going to say open in the meeting app that I had to install, and ask to join. Got to click join now to get it going. So I'm going to click allow, admin. All right. So now check. So I am pretty hot. You bring that down. Check. 1, 2. So on this one, I'd have to back this gain down a little bit and maybe mute this guy. Check. Yeah. But now, yeah, I can hear the reverb. It's definitely a delay. But I'll tell you, the delay's a lot faster with Google Meet than Zoom. So that's surprising. But the image quality as far as video is better on Zoom. But yeah, so there you go. Now I got my meeting set up. Remember, I'm just going to control my hotness from here. and make sure it's not clipping. And that's it. So anyhow, I hope that helped you guys. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And we'll see you next time. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. And also check out some of my bands, which are, since we've been cooped up, we've been doing these weird little, pretty much live shows where if you see the people in the background, we shoot those earlier, of course, because they're on the blue screen that you can see behind me. This whole wall going this way is all blue screen. And then we play live to the parts that are missing and actually live stream that out to big long shows. You click on our live videos and see the hour and a half, 2 hour long shows, or you can you can click on, we actually cut the shows up and you can look at segments, but also check out some of our band's music videos and just some of the, we're kind of oddballs, so we do a bunch of weird comedy stuff, at least stuff that's funny to us. But please check that stuff out too, since you're here, and let us know what you think. And anyhow, we'll see you next time.
From Television City in Las Vegas, it's Fans of Jimmy Century's Fatale Original Variety Hour. All right. I'm the best of my generation.
Hey guys, it's Victor.
And it's Alicia from Fans of Jimmy Century. Can you guys do us a mondo favor and go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FOJCTV? We'll tell you why later. Later!